All right. So we're back at it again. This is the June 2025 update while well into July. It is July 8th as I record this. It's been a minute to put this all together. These are the songs I was listening to in June. A few of them are transferred over into my current playlist, but I like all these songs. Main project was working on a pause screen, so with production pace, I kind of viewed it as a way to pause my life and look at it in a different way. So I started throwing it to the AI bot, and I gave it like the logos to my brands to redevelop for me. So, and then also recently, like, I feel comfortable enough with State Farm and being Jake from State Farm that, like, I could throw it up there as, like, something I contribute towards. The Ticket DAO logo redesign has the XRP X on there. Stygian, I paid a guy like $50 to draw the basilisk by hand in a similar way, but this computer drew that image like way better. But I mean, granted, he had source material, but like he did a good job. I kept making pause screens, and then this one kind of looked good. I liked the little bookshelf at the bottom. I liked the skill tree. So I made it, and the little blue underneath me, that's the little slot for my head. And this is kind of the pause screen I came up with. I have production queue in the bottom left, so like I created a little cartoon to post on social media. That'll be something I do more here in July. I haven't started yet, but I at least made the icon and made the decision to post on my LinkedIn, for example. I got the Ticket DAO logo. I got to work on the white paper for that. And then Stygian, I got to work on that first song. Production pace and the pause screen is what I've been working on with Superuser. And then with Twisted Logic, I was mainly looking at Civilization, and because I've been using that game as an outlet lately. And then I threw the vlog that happened at the end on May 3rd. So I had the wedding, and then May 3rd hit, and then like I had the rest of May and June. I kind of worked on this pause screen for like a while. The roadmap in there, you can see like the May 1st wedding, and April 2025 is when I really started working on this. And now it's already July, so I'm going to have July 2025 on the roadmap next time I pause on the pause screen. I got quests, and that'll help me with the main mission. And then the inventory, looking at the money, the accessories, the car, the skills. So the first thing to open up on the pause screen would be the production queue. These are the things that I worked on. And then for quests, this was the quests. I completed the bingo card, which is at the end of this presentation. I did the April production pace, and then now I'll be able to do the June production pace for the next week, or the next video at least. And I created the pause screen, so I considered all but the bingo card to be side quests. And on the right underneath my face, you can see minor quest, side quest, main quest at 25, 50, and 100 XP. And I chose to just make it super simple. And so at the top right, we gained 150 XP. So I get to do a little dance, and I'm starting at 0 today. And so 150, and then I think the next level I'll do 175. I'll just add like 25 increments. So like when I'm level 1, then like that'll go to 175 XP and I'll start from the beginning again. So yeah. But the one thing I'll have to figure out how to do that. I'll probably have to move the 25 XP up to the main bar. But anyway, this is the main story and what's going on. I'm going to revisit this quest screen in the future for July. And then the inventory screen, I just kind of threw all the inventory together. And the finances, I tried to do the keynote and it just didn't work. So then the pause screen for finances, I kind of liked it, but I just decided to do another pause screen for my finances, and that can have the net worth tracker on it. And 10,000 is kind of that first bubble there. So that's where we're starting, at 10,000, and then we're going to see how much we can run it up. Assets, debts, expenses, goals, and so yeah, we're just going to revisit this screen in July. And then the Financial Kingdom, I did not forget about this. I kind of tried to work on it, but I'm not really happy with where it's at. I have in the bottom right kind of the farm fields where the stocks, the real estate, the crypto, they're all earning me money. And then on the way left, you have the opposite, the opposing army, which would be your bad, unexpected expense debt. And then in the top right, you have the savings account and the emergency fund from Acorns, along with your insurance in the middle of the screen with the shield, all consisting of your personal property with the castle. I believe I explained that last video, but this is a more clear, because this is what it looked like last video compared to this. We'll work on that. I might have ChatGPT draw me some images to help me. And that was just the Financial Kingdom. So then skills is the next one. I was looking at skills kind of like production pace, where I could make little nodes for myself, like social media would be upload, State Farm, and my brands reading would be the new book, which I'll get to later. But the bottom left had like a little skill tree that I could design based on point values of how much I've invested in a certain skill, potentially. I mean, it was a good snapshot for the week, for sure. Then I just made a skill tree, but then I downloaded this app, and all of the notes were connected through backlinks and could be mapped out in 3D space. So I've been working on that, and that is kind of where my mind is at on the skill thing. I mean, I'll see what I can do. I kind of like this image so far because I designed it over the mapped out space, but okay. I don't know if we're okay or not, but it took a pause in the video. So yeah, the skills are what they are. And then moving forward, this is the therapy screen where I'm trying not to obsess over my health, just trying to live and be healthy, looking at affirmations, AI input, relationships. I was super happy with the family therapy because my parents are showing up to it. Moved from 3 weekly sessions to just like 2 a week, or like 3 in the 1 week. Just trying to get an ebb and flow with the sessions, to where I'm not spending all of my time in a therapy room. I'm out there in the world. I I am creating the pressure and urgency because we do not live forever. And I keep the reminders in the bottom right of the cognitive wheels so that we can keep it moving. With the guy therapist, we were looking at focusing on the process and keep compounding, and just the fact that I want to do all the things in my life, and it's not that I need to. And there's like this identity versus achievement where you got to think of yourself as an asset. Experience that, this is working, as like I get paychecks in the mail from State Farm, and oh man, I haven't brought up the Whatnot stream, but that'll come up later. So keep coming back. It's a win, just showing up to work every day and having the patience with yourself to make your own path and balance. Looking at positive outcomes and the impact of pressure. That was a huge thing for me. Realizing that like I could get the same task completed with a fraction of the amount of pressure I was previously putting myself through. And then with the relationships part, we're looking at how am I treating myself and how do I prepare myself and who do I reach out to? So, I'm doing a good job of reaching out to my parents and my therapists, and I feel like I'm treating myself nice. I want to make a good presentation, but it's kind of hard to record yourself and be happy with any outtake within the recording. And so I guess the only way to prepare yourself is to just kind of give yourself time to think and breathe and not make the wrong decision. The AI input, I asked ChatGPT that I paid $20 for to give me 5 truths. I just asked it for hard truths, and it gave me 5 hard truths and then 5 hard truths in your favor. So it was like, oh, you're chasing multiple visions but executing like one man. You say you're building, but half your day is reacting. Building means starting before the day hits you. You've tasted discipline, but you haven't married it yet. You want relief more than you want success right now. No one is coming to crown you. You will not be discovered. You must be declared by you. I had put this into the presentation, and now it's like July 8th. So the whole idea of like reacting is kind of what's in the ballpark of life. I can't really control everything, and I'm going to give it my best shot. And the whole you must be declared by you was interesting, where that's what posting on social media is all about. Truth's in your favor. You've survived the dark and chose to rise, chose to rebuild layer by layer. You're not lazy. You're wired for more. Tension is ambition outpacing structure. You have real talent. Oh, you have a real world talent. You're not theory, you're execution. When you lock in, you close. You got to amp yourself up. You've created your own character and people remember it. State Farm is more than a meme. It's a brand persona. The cartoon is sticky. There you go. I could be Jake from State Farm. AI agrees. You reflect like a leader. You don't just ask how to win. You ask why you're not winning yet. That humility and self-awareness combo is top tier CEO energy. That's another reason why I enjoy the social media. and doing the keynotes. Affirmations. Here we go. Survivor to builder. I have been through the darkness and I'm still rising. I never hit my peak. Still on the rise. Wow. My past does not define me. My next action does. I do not need to be perfect. I just need to keep showing up. Ambition with focus. I have many dreams, but I will conquer them one at a time. Discipline is not a burden. It's my key to freedom. I do not chase motivation. I create momentum. And with sales and execution, every policy I write builds my empire. I speak with confidence because I know I bring value. I do not wait for leads. I create opportunities. Under identity and legacy, I am not meant to blend in. I am meant to stand out. My name holds weight because I move with integrity. I am becoming the man I needed when I was younger. And then the 5 core affirmations. I do not chase motivation. I create momentum. I am becoming the man I needed when I was younger. I am both the architect and the engine. Stress is loud, but I am louder. I do not need to be discovered. I declare myself. So, I don't know. Affirmations, we're going to work on that one. That was okay. The books and knowledge. So, I took a presentation on limited pays with that Tyler guy. The Right Thing Right Now book, the Bible, and then the new book, and then the AI question, and then progress bar for books on the way. But limited pay, this is unique to this presentation. I learned what it meant that State Farm is a non-direct recognition company, and it's an accessibility policy for the right people. So what that means is that when you have life insurance, cash value life insurance, and you've built up enough cash value that you can borrow against the policy, not recognition is whether or not you recognize money has left the policy. So a non-direct recognition allows you to borrow money elsewhere from State Farm and not remove from the pot that's gaining interest. So if you had built up savings instead of cash value, for example, the savings you pull out that like $2,000 that you need, and you went from 10,000 to 8,000. But then if you had 10,000 of cash value, you took a loan out and it's only a 5% interest rate on the money, and there's no credit check or anything. You just pull out $2,000, you do what you need to do, and it collects on annual interest. So then, you could just pay it off as needed. That's why I have a policy for myself, and it's actually a limited pay because you can pay it off over time. Your process positions you for success. That's a cool insight. That's something I learned during the presentation. That's my process, is kind of just waking up in the morning, getting to work, and having a good work day. And getting to work and being dressed for work positions me for success on a day like today, where I sold 3 households, where one was a home and auto. He called in and he was ready to buy in the morning, and then there was a girl who went to pay for her car insurance and then realized it had lapsed and she needed to rewrite her policy at that rate. And so that made me get another auto policy. And then before I left for the day, someone else called back and decided he was going to buy his policy at that time. So I positioned myself to have a great day at work today because I showed up. Post sale thank you. Marketing dollars on please and thank you. I gotta remember that. So let's text my group chat. I'll have to remember that. Let's put that in my notes. Thank you card. Thank you card. Sale, after sale. Marketing on the please and thank you. Okay, so moving on. Only do business with people that you like. And so that was a good one. So he's up there and he's like, you should only do business with people you like. And when someone tells me that they have somebody that they work with, I always ask, do you like them? And, whether they do or don't, I'm either in the door or I'm not. Oh no, you're right. I don't know. I hardly know the guy. All right, here we go. Let me show you the presentation for limited pays. But there's a lot more products that I plan to get a hold of, but this is just one avenue. So that is that one. And then I don't have the photo of the book for this month, but we have Right Thing Right Now, and it was So Love the World. And that was chapter 35. He was quoting Gandhi throughout the chapter, and he said that Gandhi knew that to respond would only escalate the conflict. It would irrevocably change him and his country's character. So he patiently, heartbreakingly endured suffering, fighting, and victory was inevitable, he believed. What mattered right now in every moment was that they did the right thing. So that's where the title of the book comes from. And I thought that was a good one. Victory was inevitable. He believed what mattered now in every moment was that they did the right thing. And then he went on some rant, Ryan Holiday, about, you can't have wealth without work, knowledge without character, commerce without morality, science without humanity, religion without sacrifice, or politics without principle. Page 251, we can choose to branch off from Gandhi's coaching tree, to pick up his mantle to create a better world through self-sacrifice, high standards of personal conduct, friendship and tolerance, lifting up the unfortunate and vulnerable, virtuous pragmatism, the transformative power of nonviolence, forgiveness and love, and more love, and more love, and more love. It will be a long journey. It will be a fight whose victory we may never live to see, but the more we give to it, the more we'll get out of it. And the next chapter is Climb Your Second Mountain, which is an exciting one. I'm excited for that one. With the Bible, this is where I wanted to do the progress meter. I got to do more of that, but we'll see for the next month. But we finished the book of Luke. And so I believe this is where I learned that the Last Supper is during Passover. And Jesus said that you will all be hated for my name's sake. And so when they said, "Are you the Son of God?" he said to them, "You say that I am." And then they said, "What further testimony do we need? We have heard it ourselves from his own lips." And then basically in Luke's book, he handed himself in, and it was Joseph who got the body and put it away. And after Jesus was risen, verse 48, I think that's chapter 24, verse 48, he was like, "You're a witness to all these things, go out and preach." And yeah, I thought it was interesting that I learned about Passover and that Jesus basically handed himself in within the book of Luke. And then we have the book of John next. And then I did get a photo of the books for the Daily Laws. Laws was mid. I thought it was okay, but I threw in some last minute Daily Laws here that I enjoyed. Have a sense of urgency and desperation. We must think of our mortality as a kind of continual deadline, giving a similar effect as described above to all our action in life. And then for love of fate, amor fati, we must put this into practice by continually seeing events as fateful. Yeah, so it was okay. It was a decent book. I'm not going to do a review on it or anything, but I don't know. I just didn't really care for it, so I'm replacing it with Company of One, Why is Staying Small the Next Big Thing for Business? It's about 214 pages, so this is the next book in line. And then the AI question, this was to help me practice on, what I need to do. Some tasks are for today, others are for tomorrow, the future. I need to connect to the outcome of success rather than relief. I am winning. Today might be survival while building leverage in order to command a legacy. What am I building that will still matter in 5 years from now? Distinguish between tasks and legacy. Align your actions, sales content, relationships with real outcomes. Reevaluate where you're putting your energy, survival, leverage, or legacy. So that's where this video comes in, that I'm putting these in because they will matter 5 years from now. And that was 27 minutes straight. So we're going to have our first drink. Oh man, that was good. I was worried about passing away. So we're gonna close up here with the roadmap. I designed this roadmap. It makes me sad with the roadmap because the car and the house are so far away, and I feel like I should be there already, but this was the roadmap I had put together. The wedding is already passed, so I will move up the roadmap a little bit for the next one. And then I added all these things. I'm gonna think about that for the next timeline. And then here are my goals. I put the bingo on the bottom left with the ones that I had already completed, like building the skill tree, attending the wedding, learn how to use AI, the ski trip. My golf clubs just got fitted actually, so I can take those off. And then the Lego piece that I want for the wall is $200. It's about 30 to 50K on the car. And then I still haven't bought that album cover for my wall. I got to do that next too. But yeah, that's about everything. So if I wait about 10 seconds, I can hit the 30-minute mark, get a big 300. Remember to like and subscribe.